Hello everyone, welcome to the Bekpen Tourism channel. I am Emir Fazli Bekpen. Today I will tell you about 16 places you should definitely visit when you come to Istanbul. Let's start with our first location, Topkapi Palace. Witnessing nearly 400 years of the 600-year history of the Ottoman Empire, Topkapi Palace is one of the most magnificent structures in Istanbul. The palace, which was started to be built by Fatih Sultan Mehmed in 1460, was completed in 1478 and became the official residence of the Ottoman Sultans, the administrative center of the state and the most important administrative structure. Topkapi Palace is one of the most impressive examples of classical Ottoman architecture. The palace, which covers a large area of 700,000 square meters, consists of 4 courtyards and many different structures. The first courtyard is the section where the public and ambassadors are received. Here you can find the Hagia Irene Church and the Baba Humayun, Gate of Sultanate, the main entrance to the palace. The second courtyard is where state affairs are conducted. The Divan-ı Humayun, Kubbe Altı, is located here. Here the Grand Viziers and Viziers held meetings. In addition, the Tower of Justice and a special window where the Sultan is said to have secretly listened to important matters are also here. The third courtyard is the section belonging to the Sultan and his family. The Enderun School is located here and the most distinguished statesmen of the Ottoman Empire were trained here. The Department of Sacred Relics is also located here. The cloak, beard, sword of the Prophet Muhammad and the most valuable sacred items of the Ottoman Sultans are exhibited here. The fourth courtyard is where the Sultan's private gardens and pavilions are located. Notable structures here include the Baghdad Pavilion, the Revan Pavilion, and the Sofa Pavilion, which is especially known for its stunning view. One of the most striking sections of the palace is the harem. This was the living quarters of the Sultan's family and concubines. The harem reveals the mysterious and intriguing world of the Ottoman dynasty. Today, Topkapi Palace serves as one of the most important museums in the world. Priceless artifacts, manuscripts, garments, and jewels that reflect the grandeur and richness of the Ottoman Empire are exhibited here. In the imperial treasury, you can find world-renowned items such as the spoonmaker's diamond and the Topkapi dagger, among the most valuable treasures of the empire. This magnificent palace stands in the heart of Istanbul as one of the most important structures showcasing the splendor, power, and history of the Ottoman Empire, welcoming visitors from around the world.
Hello, I am Ali Firat Bekpen. Today I will tell you about our second location, Hagia Sophia Mosque. One of the most important structures in world history, Hagia Sophia is one of the largest and most magnificent places of worship in Istanbul. It was built as a church by Byzantine Emperor Justinianus I in 537. At that time, Hagia Sophia, the largest dome structure in the world, was the most important center of worship in Byzantium. In 1453, when Fatih Sultan Mehmed conquered Istanbul, Hagia Sophia was converted into a mosque. Fatih had the first minaret added here, and many additions were made by the Ottoman sultans over time. Mimar Sinan added external support buttresses to strengthen the structure, and thus Hagia Sophia became more resistant to earthquakes. One of the most striking elements of Hagia Sophia is its gigantic main dome. This dome, which is 55 meters high, is considered one of the engineering marvels of the period. The mosaics, calligraphy panels, and marble decorations in the interior attract attention. In the middle of the dome there are giant calligraphy panels with the names of Allah, Muhammad, the 4 caliphs and the 2 grandsons Hassan and Hussein, the imperial gate, the Virgin Mary mosaic, the Viking inscriptions, and the mihrab, pulpit and imperial gallery from the Ottoman period inside Hagia Sophia show that the structure bears both Byzantine and Ottoman traces. Today, Hagia Sophia, which serves as a mosque, hosts millions of visitors every year as a unique masterpiece that contains both Christian and Islamic art.
Our third location is Sultanahmet Mosque, one of the most important symbols of Istanbul. The Sultanahmet Mosque was built by the Ottoman Sultan Ahmed I between 1609 to 1617. Designed by architect Sedefkar Mehmet Ağa, this magnificent structure is considered one of the most magnificent examples of Ottoman and Islamic architecture. The mosque was the first in the Ottoman Empire with its 6 minarets. Its giant main dome, which is 43 meters high, is placed on 4 large elephant feet, and its interior is decorated with more than 21,000 blue Iznik tiles, which is why it was called the Blue Mosque by Westerners. The tiles, which are decorated with tulip, carnation, and rose motifs, calligraphy, and stained glass, give the mosque a unique atmosphere. Inside the mosque, the gold-embroidered mihrab, elegant marble pulpit, and Quranic verses written by Ottoman calligraphers attract attention. This mosque, where sultans prayed before campaigns and important religious ceremonies were held, was also built as a social complex and included structures such as a madrasa, soup kitchen, bathhouse, and primary school. The Sultanahmet Mosque, which is still open for worship today, is the most visited structure in Istanbul and a unique structure on the UNESCO World Heritage List.
Our fourth location is Sultanahmet Square, one of the most important historical squares of Istanbul. Sultanahmet Square has had great importance in both the Byzantine and Ottoman periods, with its history spanning thousands of years. Today, this square, which is a frequent destination for millions of local and foreign tourists, is also known as the Hippodrome. This square, which has been the scene of horse races, major ceremonies, state celebrations, and even rebellions throughout history, is one of the points that best reflects the cultural heritage of Istanbul. First hippodrome in the Byzantine period. The history of Sultanahmet Square dates back to the reign of Roman Emperor Septimius Severus. When Istanbul, then known as Byzantium, fell into Roman hands in 203, the emperor began a major construction project to rebuild the city. During this process, he had a large hippodrome built, inspired by the famous arenas of Rome. However, it took its current form during the reign of Emperor Constantine I. With its capacity of 100,000 people, the hippodrome was one of the most important social areas in the Roman and Byzantine periods. Gladiator fights, chariot races, grand ceremonies, and imperial celebrations were held here. Byzantine emperors would take their places in the special lodge of the hippodrome to greet the people and show the power of the state. Major events such as the Nika Revolt 532 took place here and changed the course of history. Second Sultanahmet Square in the Ottoman period. With the conquest of Istanbul in 1453, the hippodrome began to lose its former glory in the city, which became the capital of the Ottoman Empire. Since the Ottomans did not organize Western-style horse races or gladiator fights, the hippodrome was not actively used. However, the square continued to be an important area where the Ottoman sultans and the public came together. During the reign of Sultan Ahmed III, 18th century, the square became an area where festivals and large celebrations were held. The Ottoman army's preparations for campaigns, entertainments organized for the public, and various ceremonies took place in this square. With the construction of the Sultanahmet Mosque, the square became even more important with its Islamic architecture and Ottoman aesthetics. The historical columns, fountains, and monuments in the square were preserved by the Ottomans and still bear traces of the past today. The most important works of the square, Sultanahmet Square, is home to many important historical structures that bear deep traces of the past. These works reveal the heritage of different civilizations in Istanbul. First German fountain. This fountain, which was a gift from Wilhelm II to Ottoman Sultan Abdulhamid II, was built in 1901. Symbolizing the friendship between Germany and the Ottomans, this structure draws attention with its octagonal form, green dome, and gold embroidered details. The pieces brought from Germany were combined in Istanbul and placed in Sultanahmet Square. Second serpent column, Burma column. This column has a history dating back to the 5th century BC. This work, built as a victory monument by 31 Greek city-states that won a victory against the Persians, was brought to the hippodrome during the Byzantine period. The column, formed by the intertwining of 3 snakes, has been damaged over time and its head has been lost. Although only its body remains standing today, it has great historical value. Third obelisk, Theodosius obelisk. This magnificent obelisk was built by the Egyptian pharaoh Thutmose III in the 15th century BC. Originally located in the Karnak temple, this work was brought to Istanbul by the Byzantine emperor Theodosius I in 390. This 19.6 meter high stone was carved from a single piece of granite, and the hieroglyphic writings on it contain information about Egypt's fascinating past. Fourth, walled obelisk, Constantine obelisk. This column, built by the Byzantine emperor Constantine VII, was covered with bronze plates until the Ottoman period. However, during the Crusades during the Ottoman period, these plates were removed and melted, and the column became bare stone. This monument, which is approximately 32 meters high, is one of the most striking structures in Sultanahmet Square. Important events in the square.
Sultanahmet Square is of great importance, not only for its architectural works, but also for witnessing events that shaped history.
Nika Revolt, 532. The popular uprising against the Byzantine Emperor Justinian I resulted in a great massacre in the Hippodrome. 30,000 rebels were killed here, and this incident was recorded as one of the greatest crises in Byzantine history. Conquest of Istanbul, 1453. After conquering the city, Ottoman Sultan Mehmed the Conqueror performed his first prayer in Hagia Sophia and then made new arrangements in Sultanahmet Square, adding Ottoman traces to it. Tulip-era festivals. In the 18th century, during the reign of Sultan Ahmed III, Sultanahmet Square became one of the largest entertainment areas in Istanbul. Magnificent tulip gardens were established here and festivals were organized for the public. Sultanahmet Square today. Today, Sultanahmet Square is one of the most touristic spots in Istanbul and is on the UNESCO World Heritage List. Surrounded by huge historical structures such as Hagia Sophia, Sultanahmet Mosque and Topkapı Palace, it has become a unique open-air museum. During Ramadan, large iftar tables are set up here, religious events are organized, and thousands of people visit the square to experience this atmosphere. Sultanahmet Square is the heart of a unique historical heritage extending from Rome to Byzantium, from the Ottoman Empire to the present day. For anyone who wants to feel the spirit of Istanbul, spending time here is like taking a journey through history.
Our fifth location is the Basilica Cistern. One of the most fascinating structures in Istanbul, the Basilica Cistern was built in 532 by the Byzantine Emperor Justinianus I. Built to meet Istanbul's water needs, this giant structure covers an area of 9,800 square meters and has a water storage capacity of 100,000 tons. There are 336 columns inside the cistern, each 9 meters high. These columns were brought from different places and have Corinthian and Ionic style decorations. When its mysterious atmosphere is combined with the lights reflected by the dark waters, the cistern turns into a magical place. One of the most striking points of the cistern is the two upside-down Medusa head columns. It is believed that these heads, thought to have remained from the Roman period, were placed this way to keep evil spirits away. The Basilica Cistern was also used as a water source during the Ottoman period, but was forgotten over time and rediscovered by Dutch traveler Petrus Gillius in the 16th century. This unique building, which serves as a museum today, also hosts art exhibitions and concerts.
Our sixth location is the Binbirdirek Cistern. One of the oldest cisterns in Istanbul, the Binbirdirek Cistern was built in the 4th century during the reign of Byzantine Emperor Constantine I. Although it is older than the Basilica Cistern, it has a smaller structure. With its 224 marble columns and 2,500 square meters of area, it was used to store water during the Byzantine period. The cistern, which lost its function during the Ottoman period, was used as a weaving workshop and warehouse for a while. Today, thanks to restorations, it serves as an event area.
Our seventh location is the Grand Bazaar, built by Fatih Sultan Mehmet in 1461 and became the trade center of the Ottoman Empire. With more than 60 streets and more than 4,000 shops, it is one of the largest covered bazaars in the world. There are many products here such as jewelry, carpets, spices, leather, antiques and handicrafts. The oldest section of the bazaar, Kevahir Bedestan, was used for gold and precious stone trade during the Ottoman period. Sandal Bedestan is an important section where silk and fabrics are sold. Kuyumcular Bazaar is one of the largest gold trade points in Istanbul, and traditional and modern jewelry can be found here. The Grand Bazaar has been subject to many earthquakes and fires over time, but has survived to the present day by being repaired many times. Today, the bazaar, which is a frequent destination for tourists and shopaholics, is one of the most ideal places to experience the historical atmosphere of Istanbul.
Our eighth location is the Egyptian Bazaar. The Spice Bazaar is an important structure located in Istanbul's historic Eminönü Square and is one of the oldest markets of the Ottoman period. It was started to be built by Murad IV in 1597 and became one of the most important trade centers of Istanbul after it was completed. The bazaar, as its name suggests, was established as a place where spices, silks and valuables from Egypt were sold, but over time this traditional form of trade gave way to a much wider range. Today, the Spice Bazaar is famous for spices, nuts, teas, Turkish delights, and traditional Turkish flavors. The architecture of the bazaar is also quite striking. Its exterior decorated with various Arabic and Turkish motifs, and its large dome inside reflect the architectural understanding of the Ottoman period. Inside the bazaar, corridors decorated with white marble columns and magnificent colorful tiles continue to fascinate local and foreign tourists. The Spice Bazaar is also a cultural meeting point. Over the years, it has become the center of trade and culture, not only in Istanbul, but throughout the Ottoman Empire. This bazaar was also a frequent destination for foreign merchants, and since it was the last stop on the spice road, supplies from all over the world were traded. Even today, a stroll through the bazaar is an unforgettable experience for those who want to experience the impressive commercial life of the Ottoman period.
9. Our location is the Süleymaniye Mosque, located on the Süleymaniye Hill in Istanbul, and commissioned by Süleyman the Magnificent. The Süleymaniye Mosque is considered one of the masterpieces of Mimar Sinan. Its construction began in 1550 and was completed in 1557. This mosque is the largest mosque in Istanbul and has great importance both architecturally and historically. The interior design of the Süleymaniye Mosque is one of the most beautiful examples of the Ottoman classical period. A large dome and magnificent minarets make the mosque look very elegant from the outside. The interior is striking with its architectural elegance, with Iznik tiles and magnificent columns. When designing the mosque, Mimar Sinan thought of it not only as a place of worship but also as a complex. The complex includes social structures such as a madrasa, hospital, bathhouse, library, and primary school along with the mosque. In this way, the Süleymaniye Mosque functioned not only as a place of worship but also as a social center. The mosque is one of the important structures that determine the silhouette of Istanbul and symbolizes the magnificence of Süleyman the Magnificent. The large carpet area inside the Süleymaniye Mosque, the hadiths and Quranic verses embroidered on the walls, strengthen the spiritual atmosphere of the mosque. At the same time, the fountain in the center of the mosque was placed to create spiritual serenity. The Süleymaniye Mosque has been one of the places where the spiritual heart of Istanbul beats for centuries, and is a place that every tourist visiting Istanbul definitely wants to see.
Our 10th location is Beyazıt Square and Beyazıt Mosque. Beyazıt Square is one of the most important squares in Istanbul and contributes greatly to the city, both historically and culturally. Beyazıt Mosque was built by Beyazıt II in the 1500s and is one of the oldest Ottoman mosques in Istanbul. Located right in the middle of the square, this mosque is a structure that impresses its visitors as one of the iconic structures of Istanbul. Beyazıt Square is known for its historical and cultural structures such as Istanbul University and the bookstore market. It also stands out as one of the busiest transportation points in the city. Beyazıt Mosque is an elegant example of Ottoman classical architecture and is impressive with the Iznik tiles and different stonework used in its interior. Its large courtyard, fountain and columned entrance make the mosque even more magnificent. The minaret of Beyazıt Mosque is also quite high and is positioned to provide balance to the architecture of the mosque. Beyazıt Square is one of the places that best reflect the historical texture of Istanbul. The location of the Beyazıt Mosque symbolizes Istanbul's important cultural heritage from the Ottoman Empire to the present day. The square is a social meeting point for both locals and tourists. While walking around Beyazıt Square, you can catch an atmosphere intertwined with historical and cultural heritage.
Our 11th location is Fatih Mosque. Fatih Mosque, built in 1463 by Fatih Sultan Mehmet in the Fatih district of Istanbul. This mosque is one of the largest and most magnificent mosques of the Ottoman Empire. Stones from the Byzantine church Hagia Sophia were used in the construction of Fatih Mosque, which shows that the mosque is a structure blended with both Ottoman and Byzantine architecture. It draws attention with its large dome, elegant minaret, and magnificent courtyard. The mosque has great importance both in terms of architecture and religion. There are Iznik tiles and manuscripts from the Ottoman period inside Fatih Mosque. The complex includes social structures such as a madrasa, hospital, bathhouse, soup kitchen, and library along with the mosque. Fatih Mosque complex is an important center where social structures of the Ottoman period come together and shape the daily lives of the people. The mosque and its complex are one of the points where the spiritual and cultural heart of Istanbul beats. Visiting this structure means not only seeing a place of worship, but also discovering the culture and history of the Ottoman period.
Our 12th location is Balat Ottoman Colorful Houses. Balat is one of the oldest and most colorful neighborhoods of Istanbul and takes you on a historical journey. It is famous for its Ottoman-era houses, narrow streets and colorful facades. The outer walls of the houses in Balat are usually painted in vibrant colors, and each one is uniquely designed like a work of art. These houses, which contain the most beautiful examples of the Ottoman period, have been naturally renewed over time and have made this neighborhood one of the most unique neighborhoods of Istanbul. Balat's cobblestone streets, old wood shops and coffee houses carry traces of the past to the present. Every corner here carries traces from centuries ago and tells you about the lives of the people who once lived here. The colorful houses in Balat are one of the most interesting points of Istanbul, both historically and aesthetically, and are among the areas frequently visited by visitors to Istanbul.
Our 13th location is the Balat Greek Church. The Balat Greek Church is one of the oldest Orthodox churches in Istanbul, located in the Balat district. It was built in the early 19th century and is an important structure reflecting the religious diversity of the Ottoman Empire. The church is a historical structure that reveals the multicultural structure of the Ottoman period and is decorated with beautiful mosaics and religious figures. The church is one of the most beautiful examples of the history of Istanbul, where Turkish and Greek people lived together. Built in the neoclassical architectural style, this church makes an important contribution to the historical texture of Balat. It offers its visitors the opportunity to follow the traces of religious diversity in Istanbul.
Our 14th location is the Rustem Pasha Mosque. Rustem Pasha Mosque was built by Mimar Sinan in the Eminönü district of Istanbul and was commissioned in 1561 in the name of Rustem Pasha, the son-in-law of Suleiman the Magnificent. It is one of the most elegant and compact mosques of the Ottoman Empire. Although it has a plain structure when viewed from the outside, its interior is famous, especially for its Iznik tiles. The mosque is considered one of the important examples of Turkish Islamic art, and the blue and white tiles inside make the mosque magnificent. Rustem Pasha Mosque, which is quite elegant in terms of architecture, is one of the most important Ottoman-era mosques in Istanbul and attracts attention with its peaceful atmosphere.
Our 15th location is the Galata Tower. Galata Tower is a historical tower located in the Galata district of Beyoğlu, Istanbul, and built by the Genoese in the 13th century. Galata Tower is one of the most well-known structures of Istanbul, and one of the rare places where you can see the city from above. Initially used as a lighthouse, the tower later served as a defensive and observation tower. The height of Galata Tower offers a perfect view to see the city in its entirety. When you climb the tower, the panoramic view of the Bosphorus, the Golden Horn, and the Sea of Marmara offers a wonderful experience. While the structure of Galata Tower bears the influences of medieval architecture, Ottoman traces were also added after the restorations carried out in the 16th century. Although it is not used as a watchtower today, it offers a viewing terrace where you can watch the city from above. Galata Tower is one of the important symbols of Istanbul, not only with its history but also with the visual richness it adds to the city.
Our 16th location is Istiklal Street. Istiklal Street is one of the most popular and dynamic streets in Istanbul. It starts from Taksim Square in Beyoğlu district and extends to Galata, cutting the city horizontally and connecting different neighborhoods. Walking on the street is like discovering the history and culture of Istanbul step by step. Istiklal Street hosts many cultures and historical traces from Istanbul's past to the present. The structures dating from the Ottoman to the Republic period and from there to the present have made this street both a historical and modern center of attraction. While walking on the street, it is possible to come across magnificent structures, elegant passages, art galleries, bookstores, cafes and restaurants, while structures such as the historical Çiçek Passage and Atlas Cinema carry traces of the past. Stores, bars, cafes and boutique shops are lined up along the street to see the modern face of today's Istanbul. In addition, the nostalgic tram is one of the most recognizable symbols of the street. This slowly moving tram offers a perfect journey to experience the historical atmosphere of Istiklal. Istiklal Street is not just a shopping street, it also plays an important role as an art and culture center. Street musicians, performance artists and visual art galleries keep the street constantly lively and active. Taking a walk on the street means not only shopping, but also experiencing the cosmopolitan structure, cultural diversity, and creativity of Istanbul. The nightlife of Istiklal Street is also quite famous. With venues, bars, nightclubs, and restaurants open all night long, the street becomes the social center of all of Istanbul, especially in the evening hours. This street, where you can witness the different dynamics of day and night, is ideal for those looking for both a quiet walk and a busy nightlife. In addition, its proximity to Taksim Square makes Istiklal Street a popular destination for both local and foreign tourists. While walking along Istiklal Street, bookstores as well as art galleries attract attention. Many bookstores offer places where you can find old and new books. A part of the historical texture extending from Karakoy to Galata, Istiklal is more than just a shopping street. It also stands out as an important representative of Istanbul's social and cultural life. While discovering a different history, culture, and Istanbul's food, art, and entertainment culture at every step, it offers a different beauty in every season of the year. Thank you for listening to us.
I hope your Istanbul trip will be better with this video.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. See you later.